Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping seems to be having trouble making friends in the 185-pound division, which is usually attributed to his choice in title defenses over the past year like this one. I guess he got this wish. But now it seems the Count is also making enemies in other weight classes, like 170 pounds, after agreeing to fight former welterweight kingpin Georges St. Pierre at the UFC 217 pay-per-view PPV event in November. That includes veteran slugger Jorge Masvidal, who elevated Bitchping to the top of his host lap list. Not just for acting like a child, but for his public drunkenness and miscellaneous tomfoolery in front of the UFC brass. Gamebred talks to Submission Radio. Bitchping Michael, whatever. I just think that's the number one hoe I gotta slap, man. You know, that dude is a child. I've seen him in Vegas, the first time I've seen him actually in all of my life, and it was after he said all types of craziness on social media and telling me something like, if he ever saw me. So, I happened to be walking out of my hotel elevator, and he's getting out of a cab stumbling drunk, and this is like 8 in the morning, and I see him, and I just start staring at him, and we were in the same line of path trajectory. He went completely the other side, and just not focused on me, didn't look at me, nothing. I look at him and I go, Bisping, what's up and I raise my hands up to see what his thought process is, what he's thinking. And the whole UFC PR was in there, and they was dying laughing, because he threw up the cowabunga sign, just walked away, and got in the elevator. And since then I knew he was a little hoe. I already knew before, but that like extra clarified it for me. This isn't the first accusation of public drunkenness. There's a solid chance these two will run into each other backstage at UFC 217 inside Madison Square Garden in New York, as Masvidal will also be competing in the Empire State against former welterweight #1 contender Stephen Thompson. Related IMAF, Nightmare Masvidal 33-12 was one victory away from a crack at the 170-pound crown. However, Demian Maia was able to squeak past him, just barely, at UFC 211 back in May, snapping a 3-fight win streak for Gamebred. Much more on his UFC 217 showdown against Wonderboy. Click here.